gonna love this.
Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary friends. I am Barry Beardo, practicing homosexual, Twitch streamer, and Dead by Daylight player. Today, I will continue talking about changes that can be made to Dead by Daylight to improve the game and make it more fun for everyone. Once again, these ideas may be superficial updates related to quality of life or even just for fun, but check them out and let me know what you think in the comments below. And that's the intro over. Let's get back to our list of 5 more ideas that can be used to improve Dead by Daylight. Item Store. Blood webs can be an absolute ball ache. You're either trying to find the cheapest way to level up and prestige someone, or you're trying to get a specific item for a specific build. And even once you have all perks on survivors and killers, you'll still need to keep spending blood points as you keep getting them from the matches. As a result of this, how many unwanted items, add-ons, and offerings do you have in your inventory? It's bad enough items are a bit of a mess at the minute. So many toolboxes, medkits, keys, that it just clogs up the space of what you actually want and need. If there was a way to be able to get rid of these items, that would be perfect, but then it would be a complete waste of blood points. What if there was an item store where you could sell back your unwanted items at half the price? Full price would be great, but you know full well that would never happen. At half price, it's like a mutual agreement with the entity that frees up your inventory space and gives you back some of the costs in hopes of getting the items you actually do want from the web. Gifting. Do you ever want to treat a friend with some in-game currency? Maybe they're trying to level up a killer and don't have enough blood points, or maybe they can't afford the latest cosmetics and you want to buy it for them. Sometimes you may even want to treat your favorite streamer by buying them the latest cosmetics. It would be so nice when you purchase an item from the store if there was also an option to gift it as well by selecting a friend from your friends list. It would even be better if it were possible to gift someone a whole chapter. At the moment, if you want to gift someone a chapter, you can only do it via Steam, not actually in the game. I honestly think that behaviour would get more people purchasing in-game currency in order to gift for other people. It also makes it more viable to gift to people on different platforms, which has always been a struggle before. Concede. Only recently there was a PTB in which Behaviour were testing out an unbreakable base function where you could pick yourself up from the floor after around 45 seconds. Whether this gets changed or not remains to be seen, but as the game currently is, it is not fun being slugged on the ground while the killer's trying to get other survivors downed as well, especially when it's at 4 or 5 gens. Even with Unbreakable or another perk that can get you off the ground, it just becomes tiresome. Same if you are being face camped or tunneled. DCing just ruins your MMR and stops you getting points, so how about if there was a function added where you could concede your player to get out of the game as quick as possible with less punishment? Like when a DC penalty is turned off, this could be taken advantage, so there would have to be some parameters met in the match, like possibly being in game for at least 5 minutes to allow this. Some killers like to drag the match out by bleeding out survivors, and some survivors are so messed that they refuse to come and pick you up off the ground. So a chance to end the game quicker for yourself when it's not your own fault would be a nice way to leave an unwanted situation without being punished. Base corrupt. I think this might be a controversial idea, especially coming from a survivor main. But even as frustrated as I get about corrupt intervention at the start of a match, I believe that if killers like Trapper or Hag don't have it, then it could be a very difficult game for them to get ahead in. Some killers like these need time to set up, and before they get chance, gens are rushed and it becomes hard for them to snowball without resorting to camping and tunneling. Corrupt is a very strong perk, but it doesn't cover all of the gens, and survivors can spend their time either looking for an uncorrupted gen or cleanse totems and open chests. So why not introduce a shorter corrupt intervention as base that also includes totems? Nothing more demoralizing as a killer when less than 60 seconds into the game your hexes have been cleansed. Hell, I even feel bad about cleansing them when I load in as a survivor. It would give killers a little more chance to set up before the actual game begins. New objectives. I feel like this has been a long-running discussion in the game, especially for survivors, but the more events that come to DBD, the more it feels like it's just not nice to sit on a gen and avoid the killer all match. With the latest Halloween event, there have been multiple ways to earn blood points and have a fun time doing it. If some of the offerings were taken away and they were built in game as extra objectives, I think there could be a fun way to create a new objective that actually gives you another choice for survival. Or it could even punish survivors later in the game. For example, imagine if in game you could collect 2 or 3 items that when left in a certain area of the map could be combined to create a spawn location for the hatch. Or finding a specific item automatically gives you extra luck which you can try to unhook yourself with. Even for killers, if you could make all survivors exhausted or blind for 30 seconds just by finding an item that you would need to interact with. Even Prop Night recently had an update where there are sporadic extra objectives scattered throughout the match. This adds a nice twist on the game as you're never sure what to expect. Obviously these are some very vague ideas, but adding an extra objective into the game would really shake things up, and having these special events just keeps that yearning going to keep the game interesting for all players. And that concludes the second part of the list. What do you think? Do you agree? Disagree? Do you think these changes will make any difference? Let me know below. And as usual, please give the video a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to see more content from me in the future. Until next time, you can catch me streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/BarryLBeardo.
I shall tear your soul apart.